what you're thinking, your thoughts, your opinions, and your comments. WhatsApp number 0809 4440981. You can also tweet at smooth981. And we're streaming the show live as well. So you can catch the live stream up on our YouTube and post a comment on there as well. Good morning, Rotus. Happy post-election announcements day.
Yeah, good morning, Zibby. Good morning to all our listeners out there. Yes, indeed, the states and State House of Assembly is very much in focus moving forward.
Indeed. All right, so we're talking about the state of Nigerian states following the elections.
Yes, and the importance of the states, the importance of leadership in those states, the importance of economic development, and the importance of trying to keep your youth and your best talent in your states so that they don't vote with their feet and head off somewhere else. Also business as well, same thing, yeah.
All right, so economically speaking, like you said, how important was this election compared to the presidentials which held on the 25th of February?
Yeah, I think this was more important because the residents in a state are more directly impacted by their governor and their State House of Assemblies, because the State House of Assembly and the governor work in unison to pass laws and so on that impact the residents of that state directly. And they're more directly impacted by what happens at the federal level with the presidency. So, as the saying goes, all politics is local, right? And I think all economic policy is local as well. So it's very important for people to pay attention to state elections now and participate. I know that there was a lot of violence, a lot of voter suppression in a number of states. And so, some who tried to participate didn't get a chance, but at least they tried. But it's really important to, I would love to see a day where you have even more voter turnouts for state governor and State House of Assembly elections that you do at the presidential level. I mean, I want both to be high, but because of the direct impact of the states, it's pretty important.
All right, let's focus on Lagos State at the moment. What does Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu need to work on moving forward?
Well, I know he needs to be a unifier at this point. There's been a lot of deep divisions in the states on ethnic lines, so he's got to address that and bring everybody together. And then he's got to address the issues, facing Lagos State. Safety is one. When you look at what's occurred over this weekend, there's the issue, of course, of Lagosians being safe and not being subject to any unsafe environment. So the security of Lagos State is very, very important. Everything has been talked when you talk about the whole one chance of occurrences on downfall buses, making sure that these buses can be tracked. Safety is very, very important for Lagos. And then, of course, there is the matter of infrastructure, making sure that we reduce the traffic in Lagos State. The alternate route that is supposed to run parallel to the Lekki Expressway to decongest Lekki, all the other parts of the mainland that need to be decongested. The traffic is still very much an issue. So security, infrastructure from a traffic perspective, and then multiple taxation, making sure that businesses are able to thrive here. The informal economy, turning the informal economy of Lagos formal, getting more taxpayers in the loop. That's a lot that he's got to do. But first, he's got to unify the states going forward. We hope he engages more with media. We should try to get him on Smooth FM, for instance, if he'll speak with us. We should try to get him, because he really, in the last week of the election, he was very active.
Right.
So we want to keep that momentum, keep him accountable and all his commissioners accountable moving forward. So he's got a lot of priorities over the next 4 years.
All right, well, let us know what your thoughts are. The WhatsApp number is 0809 4440981. Benga says elections are over. We're still buying money with money. When will the winners get to work? after this week?
Yeah, so the cash issue, there's still queues, even though the Supreme Court has said that, old notes are acceptable. So we still need to make sure that that issue is, although of course now the governor doesn't have anything to do with that. Before, if I know, he sent out a number of tweets last week where he said any bank that doesn't accept old notes, he'll close it down. Any business that doesn't accept old notes, he'll close it down. So the governor, Sanwo-Olu, did put out, a number of tweets to that effect. And also there were also other state governors that were encouraging people to, accept those notes. So hopefully this week, we will see, to Benga's point, we'll see more of an acceptance of, less queues at the ATMs and so on. And this old note, new notes issue, that's got to be solved.
All right. Ahmed says Governor Sanwo-Olu needs to work on security, especially traffic robbery. And Ogenel Chuko says, moving forward for a better election in future, INEC and security operations have to be reformed. Lagos business environment is not conducive, especially for those in the informal sector. All right, Rotus, I want to ask, looking at BVAS and IRO, do you think there was an improvement compared to what the problems or challenges that were reported from the presidential elections?
There was a slight improvement. I mean, remember at the presidential level, we saw the House of Assembly electoral results uploaded. Well, not immediately, but there were issues with the presidency, results being uploaded, and that's what's been the subject of court cases and everything. Yeah, for the states, there was. I mean, we're not still getting immediate uploads to IRA. Remember, BVAS does the accreditation. BVAS gets your fingerprints, and if your fingerprint doesn't work, BVAS, the machine will take your picture to make sure, okay, Zibby's fingerprint didn't work well. We have Zibby's pretty face on the machine to make sure that we identify her and make sure it's her. So that's the thing. Now, if IREV, after Zibby votes, IREV is supposed to, after getting the results of Zibby's polling unit, immediately upload those results so that we can see it on the INEC website. I jumped on the INEC website and I was looking through results. They were uploading a number of them. They'll tell you the percentage level to which results have been uploaded. So there was an improvement. But the thing is that we just want it to be really, really fast. And also, anyway, we're making steps, but we got to get to a place where if I wanted to know who was winning an election, the results should be also uploaded on an Excel sheet, and then that should be transcribed to a chart so you can see which party is ahead, with the number of wards that they are reporting. So we'll get there. We're slowly but surely. So I would say yes, overall, maybe because there were less to deal with. Not all the states were voting. There were less states, so I guess less pressure. But INEC still has a lot of work to do in terms of uploading those results faster. But to answer the question, yes, I'll say there was an improvement.
All right. So we had thinkers and innovators in Nigeria's tech space that actually went out and built their own collation software to keep INEC in check in some way. How do we build on this?
Yeah, I was very impressed with what members of our tech ecosystem were doing. Mark Essien, a shout out to him. He took, after the presidential stuff is still in court. He collated, he had a website and collated, as many results as he could based on what was uploaded on a third-party site. It's not the official results, but the work of the third-party sites. Even I use another site from Oomoye, who's another tech ecosystem. He built another site. I used it. I took a picture of my polling results and I uploaded it onto that third-party site. So if you were to do that, Zibby, and I did that, and everybody else that participated, it takes their phones and uploads the results as they are announced. If there's no issues and all the polling agents sign off. If INEC is messing up, we have a repository somewhere else that we as a community have actively participated in to review and know that, okay, this result is there. So this actually, to build on that, to answer your question, we actually need more participation in elections from Nigerians active with their smartphones to take these pictures of these polling units of results and upload them to these sites in order to, to keep INEC accountable in case there are delays. And then, of course, I tallied what I took a picture of on the third-party site, I tallied it with what was on iRev, and it matched. So with where we are going, we actually need more participation, because now we have software and websites from other sources that can keep INEC honest and keep them accountable. So I think this is a call for us to be more active in these elections. Of course, understanding that violence held back a number of people. I do not want to dismiss that. There are people who tried to vote but couldn't. But outside of the violence, what I'm saying is that let's all just try and be more involved to the extent to which we can.
Right. So looking at the elections across the country for the gubernatorial and the state houses of assembly, how important is state development?
It's everything, Zibby. State development is the most direct, impactful development for residents of that particular state, from people doing business to people that are, carrying on whatever economic activities they are. So that's really, really a major focus. And shout out to budget. Sheon Onubinde's budget organization that ranks the states' ease of doing business, their revenues, their debt. We really, even me, I'm going to be focusing a lot more on how these states are carrying on going forward, because it's a collective effort between what's going on at the federal level, but the state level, that's where we all live. That's incredibly important moving forward.
All right, going on to the messages. Dalvin says, Rotus, please, what are some of these third-party sites for election collation you're referring to? Perhaps you could share them on your social media.
Yeah. Collate Africa is one. Collate.africa. That's the one that I use. You'd have to follow Mark Essien, Markessien, Mark Essien on Twitter to find out. I can't remember what the name of Mark Essien's site is, but Collate.africa was the one that I used to upload my results. So, and there'll be more. There'll be many more, down the line. But kudos to our tech people. They're really doing well, to move as quickly as they did between presidential and now to set up these sites. And, really impressive. So I think we'll see more of them.
All right, we're out of time, but I'm going to read one more message. And this one is from Benga. Benga says, without anyone being punished for the weekend's events, healing and reconciliation will be difficult. All right.
Very true. Very true. Very true.
Well, thank you for your messages. Thank you for listening. And as usual, thank you, Rotus, for being on the show this morning.
Thanks, Zibby. See you guys tomorrow. Thank you so much.
Do stay with us. There's a lot more to come on the Smooth Breakfast.